A busy day ahead here on King 5 Mornings with an atmospheric river settling in over western Washington and cities up and down the Puget Sound region bracing for potential flooding this morning. Right now, we're tracking multiple flood warnings and watches. That includes the Snohomish, Skykomish, and Snoqualmie rivers, all expected to reach flood stage later today and into tomorrow. The heavy rain overnight causing troubles on the roads too. Police departments and other agencies responding to multiple crashes overnight.
We have team coverage on this first alert weather day. Angelique Hockaday is in Carnation. Farah Jadrin's on the roads, keeping a close watch on the current road conditions, and Shantae will have a look at those trouble spots. But let's start with you, Rich. What can we expect today? I know one thing I noticed is it's warm out there.
It is very warm out there, as a matter of fact. We set some record highs this morning, and we're still in there. Actually, overnight we hit, well, I'll just tell you, we had 62 degrees at Olympia, which set a record for the day. Take a look at the Doppler radar. You can see the atmospheric river definitely still aimed at it. It's not going to move a whole lot. It's going to shift a little to the southeast today. So the heavy rain that's been going on up in north of Snoqualmie Pass and up north of Seattle will probably let up a little bit, not go away, and we'll see the focus shift a little bit farther to the south. Take a look at our almanac. That's that 62-degree record reading there in Olympia, where they got almost 2 inches of rain. You can see a wet-looking morning there. In fact, all of our tower cams pretty much covered in the rain at this point. Temperatures still mild from our school net sites, holding in the mid to upper 50s. Those temperatures will gradually go down during the course of the day. Flood watch out continues for all of western Washington today through 4 a.m. Thursday morning, in fact. And those flood warnings are out for 8 rivers around western Washington. We expect to see that list grow over the course of the next several hours, and more rain falls up in the mountains. Our forecast, you can see around the Bellingham area, it does let up a little bit, as we are going to see the back edge of the heaviest rain kind of move through there a little bit later on this morning. But then it's going to pretty much stall from about Whidbey Island southward. It looks like we're going to continue to see rain heavy at times through the day today, soaking things down. Definitely another first alert weather day with a chance of urban and continued river flooding going on. And those temperatures you can see just gradually cooling. It does look like we're going to see things dry out tomorrow. We're going to see some lower snow levels, maybe some snow up in the mountains later in the week, and get a chance to drain off all this water. We'll have the extended forecast coming up next time around.
Let's talk a little bit more about those flood warnings. There are 8 rivers in our region that are being monitored for flooding right now. King County has opened its Flood Watch Center this morning with a special focus on areas near the Snoqualmie, Tolt, and White Rivers.
The town of Carnation is bracing for the Snoqualmie to reach flood stage later today. King 5's Angelique Hockaday is there live with a look at the current conditions. Good morning, Angelique.
Jake and Mimi, good morning. So we're just off of 203, about a mile up the road from Remlinger Farms. If you're familiar with this area, we're sort of in a triangle right now because this is where the Tolt River, which is just right behind me, it's very foggy, so it's difficult to see, but the Tolt River and the Snoqualmie River, they meet. We're sort of in this triangle right now. Now, if you look at your screen, this map shows the area of Carnation. There are some purple dots on this map, which means it's a high risk for flooding at some point today and overnight. Now, we drove around Carnation this morning. So far, we haven't seen any major flooding on the streets. We haven't seen any of those barricade road signs up on any of the major roads. Keep in mind, 203 here where we are is a road that often is closed when there is some major flooding. Right now, we did see one police vehicle sort of monitoring this situation, but no road closure signs as yet. Officials, though, are reminding people that if you're driving and you do come across, no matter where you are, no matter what city you are, if you're by a river and there's a potential flood, if you see a barricade sign, just don't go down that road. Find a different way. That's really their message for the day today, to stay safe out there. But for now, reporting live here in Carnation, Angelique Hockaday, King 5 News.
It really doesn't take that many inches of water to get into trouble. Angelique, thanks. Flooding is an annual tradition along the Snohomish River, but county leaders are still taking this seriously. Neighbors say some people are putting out barricades right near the water. Public Works crews are monitoring the river, and the National Weather Service forecasts that the river will crest about 30 feet tomorrow.
We want to make sure that the community is not driving in areas that has water on the roadway. That's a very dangerous situation. It doesn't matter if it's a couple inches or a full foot of water or anything in between. It's a very dangerous situation. We advise the public to stay off of those roads.
If you've got water over the road, like they say, turn around, don't drown.
To the north, where right now there is a flood warning in Skagit County, and we went to Mount Vernon, which could see some flooding from the Skagit at about this time tomorrow. Near downtown, there's a new wall, remember, designed to keep rising waters away from streets and nearby businesses. Slats can be added as water levels rise. This wall likely won't be needed during this flood event, but the city set it up as a precaution.
We are hopeful that it's not as severe as it has been in years past. We know in 2021 we had a near record flood down here, and at this point we're predicted about 2 feet below that level.
Now, if you do encounter flooding, do not drive through the water. It could be deeper than you think. Also, do not play in the flood water. It could contain chemicals and other contaminants. Be sure to report any dangerous flooding to 911.
Take a look at what the wet roadways are doing to some vehicles. They're causing accidents like this one. A truck drove over a median on 405 in Renton overnight. You can see that vehicle was on its side, and crews tried to get it out of the median. The truck was even smoking at one point. The collision blocked the carpool lane on 405 at Northeast 44th Street for hours. And there are issues on the roads already this morning because it is slick out there. I don't know if you felt the same way, Jake.
Ponding, Shantae. What are we looking at?
Oh, yeah, definitely dealing with a few incidents. This is actually a look at that crash you were just talking about a few moments ago. So a lane is still blocked in this area for those of you traveling out on 405. This is out near Northeast 44th Street. You can see a backup is continuing to grow, but keep in mind the roads are wet, so you definitely want to give yourself some extra time to factor that in. You can see that backup basically from 167 on to the point where this crash is. So currently, if you were about to head out, this is what you will be getting into. Nothing but red as folks start to try to leave Renton and work their way into Newcastle. Things are quiet in Pierce County right now, and we had a crash out on I-5 southbound for those of you traveling near Olympia. That has since cleared, but we're hearing about reports of fallen trees and power lines if you're traveling out on Highway 161. The road is blocked both ways between 101st Street and 113th Avenue. So again, power cables could be an issue if you're heading out. We'll take a look at some other issues that are happening in just a few moments.
Thank you, Shantae. Let's get it over to Farah Jadrin right now, who's driving around in all of that wet weather. Farah, I know my windshield wipers were on overdrive this morning, and there's a lot of standing water out there.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on where you are, if it's going to lighten up a little bit or if you're going to have that fast windshield wiper movement. Right now, we are not far from Woodland Park Zoo in Seattle, and we're just south of Green Lake. So on some of these areas, you're going to see more ponding than others. We've seen some steady streams on some other parts of Aurora Avenue North, for example. And then some of these areas, you're going to come up upon some larger puddles or even, mini lakes, if you will, because there may not be lights shining down on them. The street lights may not be on in that area. So give yourself extra time, slow down, use extra caution when you're out and about today. Right now we're going through a little bit of that high. It's always good to just plan a little bit of that cushion. Just expect you may be a little bit late to where you're going this morning. I'll also tell you that parts of I-5 are getting a little bit more heavier with rain as well, depending on where you're going. But right now you can see in front of us, again, just lots of patches with deeper water, and you won't know how bad it is until you're going through it. So it's best to just be safe when you're headed out there. We'll give you another check on the roads when we check in with you in just a little bit. Live in Seattle right now, Farah Jadrin, King 5 News.
All right.
Right near there was a tree that actually fell down onto Aurora this morning. We don't know if it's weather related, but you can imagine the ground is very saturated, and that could happen more often.
Yeah, watch for those deep puddles, as Farah was just seeing there. Bothell police also issuing a warning to drivers this morning.
Officers have been responding to multiple calls in the last few hours where water is just a few inches deep. So they're warning you, if you see a road closure sign, don't go around it and drive through the water. And if you're not sure how deep the water is on the roadway, it's best to just turn around.
We're also keeping an eye on some power outages this morning. About 500 Puget Sound Energy customers are waking up without electricity. The agency says most of these are caused by downed trees. The outages are widespread from Olympia to Kitsap County and north into Skagit County. We'll keep you posted.
And we want to see what's happening in your neighborhood right now. If you're seeing a lot of rain or flooding, we want to see some pictures or videos. You can text them to us at 206-448-4545, and we will show some of them on the air this morning.